In India, poverty is widespread, and like people come with a lot of ideas with limited resources and do a lot of interesting stuff that we don't usually see. We call it Jugaad. We call it Jugaad. Do you have any idea about it? How do what is the difference between Jugaad and creativity? I have some examples on the screen of some Jugaad, to give you some ideas. Also, scientists launching satellites at the fraction of cost, more than which Avengers Endgame was made with more money than that rocket. So is this also creativity?
When you are dealing with Jugaad, which is about taking something and using it with minimal properties, so you don't have expensive things to build upon and you can make things more cheaply, correct? And make it more flexible. That is absolutely creativity. And that goes back to the constraints piece. And I think you have even greater creativity can be used in those situations, in those innovations, because you have such constraints. And when you're able to create something, it's even more magical, right? Versus if you have all the materials in the world and you say you can create anything you want and we want you to do this, but you have as much money and you have as much resources to help you. Well, it's great that you can be creative with that, but can you be creative when you don't have all those resources? You know, one of the examples he sent me was a box made of recycled materials that children can use as backpacks and then also use as desks. And I think that's such a beautiful example of being able to use your creativity in meaningful, in novel and useful ways. And that's typically the definition I start with, is the generation of novel and useful ideas when it comes to creativity.